Wonk No, thank you for the raid. Welcome, Raiders. Hey, welcome to Vinyl Resting Place. You have reached us at normal time, 7 p.m. Thank you, Wonk No, for your raid. Always appreciate your listeners. Tonight we have Jay Hedblade from Chicago, the windy town. And welcome, Jay.
Hey, thanks. You know, what a pleasure. Thank you so much for asking me on tonight. And have a great time being a listener and a viewer, and it's a real honor to be part of it now.
Well, super. You know, our friends Jeff Moyer and Jeff Payson introduced me to you, and thanks for doing my show with them when I was out of town last time.
Yeah. Again, my pleasure. We had a really good time. Too good a time, maybe.
Yeah, well, you guys pull the numbers, play great music, no complaints. All right, let's get started. We'll get some of your history and some of your background in between songs, but you're a club DJ, right? And a radio DJ, or both?
You know, club DJ's stretching it a little bit. I've done that off and on, and I do it as a bit of a hobby. But, you know, especially in companies such as yours or Jeff Moyer's or Jeff Payson or any number of folks here in town, I'm an amateur in that respect. But I have a pretty extensive radio background, and I am a music fanatic, so maybe that qualifies me.
And those records behind you said are about 1/3 of your collection.
It's about a quarter.
A quarter.
We've got some more over here. We've got basically we got a 360 right now of music around me. So that's just a little sliver of it.
Well, that is one metric fuck ton of records. Have you ever counted them?
You know, I quit counting at, I think it was around 3,000.
Okay, so
you know, and it was at that point.
Yeah, I have no idea how many records I have.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it was that was quite a while ago. So
I also want to acknowledge Mark Delight. He is streaming again. He is one of our mods. Welcome, Mark. Stargazer Girl, hello. Mox One Girl, hello. Everybody else, hello. If I see you in the chat, I'll give you a shout. I'll try my best, or one of the mods will. We're going to get started. We got 2 hours of sharing music, and what are you starting with?
Well, here's the thing. I'm going to start with something tonight that's really obvious. It's going to be familiar to everybody who's tuning in tonight. So the thing I'm going to say about it is it has some important significance for me personally. We'll talk about that when we're done, but I want you to try to listen to this with as fresh of ears as you possibly can. This is going back to 1979. It's M, pop music.
Well, there's a song we've never heard before.
That's true. Now, and as I said, yeah, it's going to be familiar to everyone. The reason I wanted to play it tonight is that to me was a pivotal moment in my musical development when that song came out. It was 1979. It was disco era, right, or the tail end of disco. I was about junior high-ish and starting to discover music for myself. And I say that song right there was my gateway drug to new wave and post-punk right there. That's
and it's a fine selection. I would probably put that in the top 20 all-time synth poppy new wave songs.
Well, that's the thing is that, it's so familiar that at a certain point it just kind of washes over you and it keeps coming back decade after decade after decade, being rediscovered. But in the context of when it came out, that song is so revolutionary and strange. And the guy who did it, Robin Scott is his name. He went by M. He's still doing it. He was a contemporary of David Bowie, knew Bowie really well in Bowie's early career. And he just had a very interesting career in and of himself. So, but that is just a song that opened up so many things to me that I thought twice about playing it just because I know everyone knows it, but I thought it was an excellent way to start down the path that we're going to go tonight.
Exactly, and I have no idea what you're playing. You only shared that one with me because you queued it up before we started the show.
Right.
So it made me think. Another song by them, and I just shared it with you, Woman Make Man.
Mm.
And same album.
That's right. The New York, London, Paris, Munich album is what that all that comes from. And yeah, that was I like the whole album.
Yeah. So
most people just know pop music.
Yeah.
so I'm glad you're going to play something else from it.
Yeah, I think 99. Well, let's say 900. No. Let's say 90,000. A lot. I think only 1% of the people know a second song by them.
You're probably right. That you may be stretching it with that.
But this is another single of theirs. This is actually the B-side of a single. And what's this? The side A?
Moonlight and Muzak is the A-side for that one.
So that came out, and this was the B-side. And I bought it because I knew pop music, and I love Sire Records. So I figured it's a good bet. But definitely a little synth pop ditty. Here we go. It's a twofer. All right, that was your twofer of M. And I guess we could play the other side if we wanted a threefer, huh?
you know, we may have hit our limit on M. We got a lot of ground to cover, right?
We do. And since we're all here listening, I want to remind everybody upcoming shows. Next week, my 80s cruising buddy, Carrie Harrington, will be here. She was supposed to be here with Tony Tolan, but he postponed his trip. So we're just going to have Carrie live here in the studio playing her favorite stuff, and I'll play off whatever she plays. And then the following week is Bill Wadhams, the lead singer of Animotion, will be remoting in on July 7th. So don't miss that one for sure, because I met him on the 80s cruise, and he agreed to do the show, and I'm really curious to see what he'll do, because I think he's starting to do like more folk acoustic music, and I'll be real curious to hear some of that. I tried to find it online, and there's nothing to download or buy, so hopefully he can send me some stuff to play. So that's it. That's my public service announcement. And your mic is muted? Are you?
No, I'm on.
Oh, you're
I'm
good.
on.
Okay, you're good.
I was just listening.
That's all I have.
All right. So, I got my next selection up here too. This is just I'm walking through kind of my progression. I was thinking about all this in the lead up to this, like, yeah, what were the pivotal things? And this next band I'm going to play here was absolutely ground shaking again for me, in so many ways. And but when this came out in 1982, this absolutely would have been my favorite band in the entire world at that point. And you're going to know them too, but you might not know this song. This here is the B-52s. It makes me feel like I'm 15 again, almost.
Yeah, they're always fun in concert. I see they just announced a tour too.
Yeah, they get a big one coming up this summer with, well, I don't know if it's summer, maybe it's fall, but it's B-52's Devo and Lena Lovitch opening.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Pretty incredible evening.
I thought they were retiring. They were advertising their last shows.
Yeah, we thought so too. And my wife, Jocelyn, and I flew down to Atlanta to see their last show, but nonetheless, it was still fun.
Well, I'll try to get Mark Mothersbaugh on the show, and we'll ask him why he, told us he was quitting. Like the Eagles, we're quitting.
So the B-52s, that was another one of those bands that just changed everything for me, a total game changer. And it was interesting when I first heard them, it's like I understood it instinctively, and I didn't know why. And I realized what it was is my mother, Fran, was a huge fan of the Ventures. When I was a kid, I grew up listening to Ventures music all my life. And the second I heard Ricky Wilson on guitar, I just knew what that was. And a few years ago, we had a chance to see Cindy Wilson play solo, and we got to talk to her afterwards.
That's cool.
And I showed her this, which you may be able to see here. This right here is a little postcard from the B-52's fan club from 1982 that came directly to me. And I still had it. That was inside one of my record sleeves, and I showed that to her, and she signed it for me, and then she gave me a great big hug.
That's nice.
It was great.
That's a cool story. It's interesting, the people we meet in our lives.
It is, yeah. Oh, I've been real lucky that way. I've met a lot of my heroes, and whenever people say don't meet your heroes, you'll be disappointed. I'd say 99% of the time, my heroes have been awesome people.
Yeah, and these days with social media and the interweb of things, they're more accessible than they used to be when we were kids.
For sure.
And some of them want to be contacted, which is cool. And speaking of heroes from the 80s, if y'all missed Clive from When in Rome, I did a pop-up a couple days ago, Wednesday, after my regular show. He was here in person with Shayna, and I did put that show up on my YouTube Vinyl Resting Place channel if you want to see it. He was, I would say, twice as good live as he was when I remoted him in months ago. So check that out. Okay, up next, I would be remiss if I did not play some Nitzareb due to the passing of one band member from the band, Nitzareb. And, a lot of people have been doing things on Twitch, and I'll play one. This is Hearts and Minds. It's the 12-inch. I won't play the whole thing. I'll cut it out at the break. Have you ever met Nitzareb?
I have not.
Neither have I. I've seen him a couple times. I remember at one point the collaboration Fixmer-McCartney came around Denver, and there were only like 22 people in the audience.
Oh, boy.
Because it was advertised as Fixmer-McCarthy. And they should have said, Nitzareb, frontman. Same thing like when Dave Gahan came to Denver. In small print it said, the voice of Depeche Mode. It's like, no. You have it all backwards.
Yeah.
All right, here is Hearts and Minds. And this was a big staple for me when I DJ'd at Rock Island nightclub here in Denver. It's gone now, but this was the vibe in 87, 88. Okay, got the wine back. That's Nitzareb. Some people say Nitzareb. How do you say it?
I say Nitzareb.
I say Nitzareb too.
Yeah.
Maybe because...
But I don't know. Maybe I've said Nitzareb. I'm not sure.
Nitzareb.
The one that always gets me, and I'll say it wrong, and someone's going to correct me, is Sturgeon de Newbotten. That one I never get right.
Oh, yeah. One of my guests taught me how to pronounce that, and I forgot already. So when you just said
exactly. Oh, I've heard it pronounced correctly, and I still can't get it right.
It's Sturgeon, Newbotten.
Right, yeah.
It's a difficult one. But anyway, this was probably in my top 10 records when I was DJing in the late 80s. And this is a copy I found after mine got ruined. I never had stickers on my records with a BPM because you just sort of knew the tempos. They're either at 100, 115, 16, 122, or what we call faster.
I remember New Order's Blue Monday was 130 beats per minute.
Yes, it is.
Which is absolutely incredibly fast. And the way I know that is I was one of my club DJ gigs when I was in college was at a Holiday Inn bar. No lie. And you can imagine the clientele and what they wanted to hear. And it was at the time, I don't know if you remember that song. The artist's name was Stacy Q.
Yeah, Two of Hearts.
Two of Hearts. Two of Hearts was the song. That was a big hit. That also happened to be 130 beats per minute. So yours truly would play Two of Hearts and then go straight into Blue Monday after it.
Oh,
and watch all of the people in the Holiday Inn lounge shriek and tear.
Well, yeah, I mean...
I didn't last at that job long.
Well, that was a top 40 hit, though.
Blue Monday
Yeah, well, I mean, it
or
was
Two of Hearts. Two of Hearts
Two
was
of
a big
Hearts
hit.
was,
Yeah.
but I think the general masses knew Blue Monday for some reason. I would play that at a rock bar and people would dance.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I mean, it got there. It certainly attained classic status at a certain point, but early on,
Okay, we have to pause this show for Questy's joke. Two of farts. That's great.
yep. That's kind of how I felt exactly about it when I was playing it in the Holiday Inn Lounge, for
Yeah.
sure.
So 130, the hits are like "You Spin Me Round," "Just Can't Get Enough," "Send Me an
Right.
Angel,"
Yes.
"Video Killed the Radio Star." They all mix at 130.
Yeah.
But
That's really fast, though, when you think about it.
it is because
It's really fast.
of the time, you know, the Depeche Mode's "Strange Love" and Pet Shop Boys' "Erasure," New Order, like even like Bizarre Love Triangles, like 118.
Right, yeah.
And
And
so
that's substantially less.
we all lived in that 120 to 125 BPM. And when things started creeping up into 125 and 128, I was like, whoa, slow the fuck down.
Yeah. That
All right.
120 range is kind of the sweet spot.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, it's also just easy to mix everything else around it at that point. You
Well,
know,
yeah,
you can
but-
step down a beat or step up, you know,
The
that kind of
records,
thing. But when it gets hot like that, it's hard to bring it back down after a bit, you know?
it seems like all the producers were making 120-ish BPM, four on the floor, or a break rhythm. And everything just 12 inches were programmed with beats in the middle, beats in the middle, beats on the end. And they just mixed themselves.
Yeah.
All right, what do you have for us next?
This is another one. This record again kind of changed the game for me, and it was one of those records that when I got it in I want to say it was like January, February of 1983, which I maintain is one of the best years of music ever. You can quote me on that one and start checking. There's so much great stuff that came out in 83. But it was one of those records that lasted months. I was still playing it in regular rotation even by the time the summer came around. So this is a track here by Simple Minds called Colors Fly and Catherine Wheel.
Cool track.
Oh, thanks, man. That the reason I thought about that one, and that one's been on my mind a lot lately, is I feel like that was maybe the start of I started getting into, and I still like songs that have like a very deep, repetitive groove to them, almost trance-like kind of thing. And that bass track by Derek Forbes on that song is just hypnotic. It's I think it transcends even the rest of the song. But that's from Simple Minds' New Gold Dream album, which was released at the end of '82 in the UK. I think it came out here right at the beginning of '83, so I'm going to count it as one of those great 1983 albums.
I would consider that too. And New Gold Dream was my first album by them, and we saw them live. What, about a month ago? They toured with Modern English and Soft Cell.
They were just here last weekend here in Chicago.
Yeah, did you make it out to that show?
No, actually didn't this time. We saw them last time they came through at the Chicago Theater, and that was my first time seeing them, which was very interesting that I hadn't seen them up until that point. So
yeah, I thought he delivered 100%, and the band did 100%.
He's a showman for sure.
Yeah.
Jim Kerr, the lead singer for the band.
Yeah, he did great. Nurse Goth, happy cooking dinner. We'll be here for you when you get back. And Jeff Payson is here. Look at
hey Jeff Payson.
Payson, amazing Payson. We'll see you in what?
You know what?
2 weeks?
I wouldn't be here talking to you tonight if it weren't for Jeff Payson. Of course, I know Jeff Moyer played a hand in that too, but Jeff Payson was the man who helped me technically get this all together. So thank you, Jeff. I appreciate that.
Thanks,
help.
Jeff. You're the best, Jeff. And we can't wait for your after party on July 11th. If anybody's in the Chicago area, there is a boat ride with 3 DJs, Greg Corner, Jeff Moyer, and Greg. What's the other Greg? Greg
House.
Greg House. Too many Gregs, too many Jeffs in the world. We're frankly just looking for a Chicago DJ that's not named Jeff or Greg. Oh, it's you. Is Hedblade your real name?
It is my real name. It's that's an anglicized Swedish name, is what it is. So it was something along the lines of Hedblad when they landed at Ellis Island.
Hedbladen.
Yes, exactly. Right.
So. Well, my next song is the brand new. What's this? What's this band? I've never heard of them. What's it say on the spine? It said Fontaine's DC.
Oh, nice.
And Christine and I saw them in Austin by accident. We ran into them at a bar. You might have heard this story if some of you listened to the show for the last 5 years. And we were in there taking a swing dance lesson at this little 2-step bar. And they happened to be playing a block away and wanted to go get a drink anywhere but the venue that they were playing. And we met them at the bar. And we're like, we don't know who you are. I never heard of you. You're from Ireland? What? Who? And so they put us on the guest list, and we went and see their show and fell in love.
Wow, they're playing bigger venues now. I'm taking it.
Yeah, they're getting there, and it's interesting if you listen at least to the albums before this, a little bit more punk, a little bit more raw, and I think
for sure
they're becoming a little bit more polished.
Without a doubt, that was the first thing I thought when I heard this new record. I was like, oh wow,
they're like a real band now.
They've matured a bit, yeah, for sure.
Well, here is a song. It's the last song on the B-side. It's called Favorite.
Did you know I can claim the dreamer from the dream? Make you feel everything you've never even seen. Yeah, it's been a long.
All right, yeah, they're guitars in this song, but we'll live.
You've been my favorite for a long time. Stitching for the faces rearranged. You will see beauty give way to something strange. Yeah, it's been a long. You've been my favorite for a long time. know, cities on the turn are awful strange. Yeah, now, every time you blink you feel a change. And it's been a long, a long, a long, a long, long, long. You've been my favorite for a while. Makes sense when you understand. The misery made me another magma. Always looking over my shoulder. And each new day I get another year older. Shoulder bound to the frame of the door. Tuned into shape like a stone on the shore. But if there was lightning in me, you know who it was for. Did you know I can claim the dreamer from the dream? Make you feel everything you've never even seen. It's been a long, a long, a long, a long, a long, long. You've been my favorite for a long time. You've been my favorite for a long time. You've been my favorite for a long time. You've been my favorite for a long time.
All right, I definitely suggest picking that up if you're a fan of Fontaine's. I first heard them online from Jeff Moyer.
That's a nice cut. I don't know that I'd heard that one yet.
Yeah, it's the last song on side B, so you got to listen to the whole record.
Maybe why I hadn't got there. And it's interesting. It led me to inspired me for my next choice. So
All right, well, cool. And we are playing 100% real records, so who knows what you're going to play?
it's all vinyl tonight.
You know what I'm sparing everybody tonight? You're probably
that?
wondering, aren't you? I passed it a minute ago, and then I decided not to play it. Maybe it's over here. Oh, Chapel Rowan, Pink Pony Girl. I heard it at I do photography as part of my job.
Sure.
And I was at this party full of educators, we'll call them. And they were letting loose, drinking, and they were playing this at the top of their lungs and dancing crazy. It was, anyway, that's that.
You know, I have a lot of respect for her, that artist, and a lot of there's a lot of the pop stuff that's happening now, the bigger pop stuff that it may not necessarily be entirely my thing, but I think we got some pretty intelligent people making pop music right now, and that's encouraging.
Yeah, and she did great at the Oscars, or the Emmys, or whatever it was. Mm-hmm. Performed well and made a statement. Grammys? Is it the Grammys? It's so hard to watch those shows now. Yeah, we watched it. Pink Pony Girl, yeah. And Welcome She Died Again. Yeah, but this song is infectious. It's good pop.
So, are we ready for my next selection here?
Jeff says you have to play Pulp.
Jeff, I didn't take your Pulp record with me, and I don't have it right now. So I'm sorry, I can't play the Pulp.
I have the 45. Remember, Jeff? I
the
played
new one?
No, just that 45 of Sexy Boy, but it's just this different mix of it. It's like on some plastic record, like one of those clear film records.
Oh, weird.
I'll see if I can find it.
I just got in the mail the other day. I don't know if I can find it around here, but I saw someone had offered it, and is one of those whims that I bought. Someone was put out a flexi disc.
Yeah.
Recently, and it was like $1.50, and I was like, I'll gamble on that. $1.50. I'm just curious that someone's even bothering to put out a flexi disc.
Do you have it? You should play it.
Yeah, I can't. I'll have to take a look.
Yeah,
and see
look
if it's
around in the
here,
next hour, and we'll both play
I'll
our
take a
flexi
look.
discs because they used to come in cereal boxes.
Some of my stuff's in a bit of disarray here.
Mike Rich, welcome. Mike Rich, how was your DJ job in the 100-degree heat? Mm-hmm.
Oh dear.
Yeah, he was telling me he was doing something, and I was like, oh, that's going to be terrible.
I'm gonna pass out just hearing it.
Yeah, records will warp at that temperature.
For sure.
Sexy Air is, air, not pulp. Common People is what we're thinking of. Duh. Okay, I'll shut up now. Thank you, Questy.
So, well, my next selection here, this is from 2023, so I'm going to call that new, if you will. Certainly the newest thing I've played tonight. This is a band out of Brooklyn. Their name is Beach Fossils. Enjoy.
Beach Fossils.
The Cold End.
I like it.
Bane of every DJ's existence.
That was a nice song. Thanks for sharing
Thank
that
you.
one.
Yeah, those guys are really cool. I think my brother Jock turned me on to those guys, and it's been a while. They're from Brooklyn. I think they started around 2009. And they kind of had a little extended hiatus, and this record just came out a couple years ago after like 6 or 7 years. They hadn't done anything. It's kind of shoegazy, kind of jangle pop, all those things. So it feels like it has the same DNA as all the stuff I grew up with.
Yeah, and that's exactly. There's a lot of people making newer versions of the stuff we love.
Yeah.
My next record is Suicide. This is a 2023 Record Store Day EP with 4 songs. And there's 3 live versions and 1 early studio version. And I'm going to play Cherie because I own it on a 10-inch, and I've always liked the song. And this is a very different presentation of it as a live version. It's kind of stripped down and minimal. And I think the next closest DJ who probably loves this band more than me is Brad Rhodes. And Mr. Subculture Post-Punk. Here we go. This one's for you. If it ever starts.
This is gonna be a love song now for the pour les femmes. Pour les femmes. Pour les femmes français, 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 chérie. Oh baby, come on now. Yes, I do.
Okay, I've decided that I'm going to record that into my computer and add a flippin' bass line to it. I was like, come on, bass line to start anytime now.
Oh, that's interesting. You know, they're one of those bands, Suicide, so far ahead of their time. I don't think many people got them in the moment, you know?
Yeah, and now they're done. And
Yeah, and I've heard so many legendary stories about how confrontational and crazy their shows were. It sounds like it, well, I guess that was New York at that era, right?
aha, yeah, I suppose. I mean, punk rock. That's what I would call
Yeah,
that.
it certainly was. But I love that it's like techno punk rock.
All right, well, maybe I'll dig out the original if y'all want to hear it sometime.
That was fascinating to me. So
Yeah, it was different. It was different. Definitely, it probably wouldn't do wonders on a dance floor at a nightclub today.
no, yeah, I can hear that.
Yeah, I was saying, you know, like an old band, the Casualties, the punk rock band. That would play well in a punk club, but not this. Okay, what do you have next? And hi, David Banner.
I'm gonna this next character is someone that I admire greatly, and I've just kind of gotten back into listening to his stuff, and I find him fascinating because he has spanned multiple decades of music. He is still making music, and he keeps reinventing himself and keeps making new and interesting things. Every time I hear something from him, I like it. We're gonna go back though to, I think this again is 1983.
Your favorite year?
Yeah, it's a great year. And this is Mr. Bill Nelson.
Oh.
be an example of something for me that holds up over time. It doesn't matter that that came out in 1983. It feels fresh to me.
I kept singing, relax, don't do it. I don't know why.
And I think it predates that. So
Yeah.
that's Bill Nelson. If I don't know who, some of the listeners here, all the connoisseurs out there will know he was in a band called Bebop Deluxe, which I'm not quite sure how you classify. I'm always kind of considered them an art rock band.
Yeah.
And then, right as that kind of music was fading out, he's a guitar virtuoso, and then he went into synth music and excelled at that also. And it's just kind of crazy. He's just one of those. He's a true artist, and I have a lot of admiration for him.
Yeah, I would think Flaming Desire would be on one of those top lists
For
of
sure.
80s.
That was right at this same time frame when this song, The Real Adventure, came out. Flaming Desire, I think, predated that by like a year maybe.
Well, having just returned from Portland, we are drinking Portland wine. This is the pink vinyl from Jay Bobert's Vinery Winery. He was the IRS record head.
Oh,
And
cool.
yeah, it was really neat to buy some of his wine. That's a rosé, and we're drinking it, yeah. And brought back records from Portland, of course. And I decided to play a Portland band. This is Glass Candy. I played it before in my show, but I'm going to play a different song. This is a band out of Portland that started in 1996. It's a duo, and they stopped around 2021, 22. They said they're on hiatus, but they put out a lot of stuff, and I bet Mark DeLike is going to like this because it's sort of synthwave. This is called Warm in the Winter. And hello, Shayna.
Love's in the air. Ooh, love's in the air. Yeah. Warm in the winter, sunny on the inside. Warm in the winter, sunny on the inside. That's right, everybody. This is Glass Candy, making our way around the world, searching out a face-to-face with you one more time, looking for a heart-to-heart whenever you're ready. We want you to know, if you ever should look in the mirror and wonder who it is that you are, and wonder what it is that you came for, well, I know the answer. You're beautiful. You came from heaven. You came down to this place to fill out the dark corners with your everlasting light. And that's why I love you. We love you. I love you. We love you. I love you. We love you. Come on, shout. Hey, shout. Come on, shout. Hey, shout. 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 Yeah, you. I love you. We love you. I love you. We love you.
That is Glass Candy. I think it sounds a lot like Marshall to me. Just sugary synth pop.
I dig it.
Yeah, it's cool. The other side has some pure just synth wave on it. And Mark, yeah, you'd like this stuff. Now,
I'm going to have something sugary in a little bit.
I was going to say you could probably play
Go with
something
that.
that contrasts to that 100%.
What I have, yeah, so we'd kind of discussed this, and I know everyone's had their say in the last week or so about the passing of Brian Wilson, and what an influence he was. I'm not going to play a Beach Boys song, though there wouldn't be anything wrong with that, but I am going to play something that is absolutely influenced by the Beach Boys. You're going to hear it in there, but it's twisted and strange, and it's one of my all-time favorite bands. Up next here, this is the Super Furry Animals, drawing rings around the world.
The hype train.
I don't know if you all hear the Beach Boys in that, but I do. And I definitely, you hear it?
No, I can't say I did.
Oh, it feels a little surfy to me, but maybe that's just my warped sense of hearing.
I was had half a headphone on listening to the next song and half listening to that song. I was trying to find the part in the Bare Naked Ladies song, Brian Wilson, where they talk about Brian Wilson.
Oh, right.
And I was like, just going to play that one little snippet, but I couldn't remember where it was in the song. It wasn't in the beginning. It wasn't in the break. Lying in bed, just like Brian Wilson did.
Like he did.
If I can find it, I will. But
that track, Drawing Rings Around the World, was another one of those life changer songs for me. This was in 2003, however, not in. So we're flashing forward from my youth quite a bit, but I was in a down period of my life, and I was not hearing any. You ever have those periods where you just don't? Nothing new you hear is turning you on at all. Everything sounded boring and flat and gross to me, and I was living out in California at the time. My brother Jock came to visit me. And he knew that I was not having a great time, and he also knew that I wasn't happy about music, not hearing anything. And he played me that, and that turned my whole attitude around. So
you're like, I like music.
Yeah, I mean, it's not an overstatement to say music saved my life a few times. That's for sure.
Did a DJ ever save your life?
Well, anybody who's played me something, to me, is the DJ, right? Whether it's in a club or on the radio or in someone's bedroom,
yes.
Whoever's turning me on to something, they're the DJ.
Yeah, whoever's playing music for the public is a DJ. That's my
right. So in that particular case, my brother was the DJ that saved my life.
Well, that's cool. Beach Boys. Yeah, so we lost Brian Wilson and Nitzareb, Mr. McCarthy, and who else? There was the third one that week.
We lost Sly Stone.
Well, there you have it.
Which was kind of
they was coming
devastating
threes
as well.
Yeah, I've always liked the Beach Boys and the Beatles. And when I was in Portland, I went out record shopping, and Christine stayed back at the house with her friends, and they had a house guest. And she said, "Oh, are you going record shopping?" That was my best house guest voice. I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "I love the Beach Boys. Find me some Beach Boys." And so I found a copy of The Beach Boys, Best of Volume 2, and there were 2 copies for $8. And I was like, I'll buy one for her and one for me.
What's on that one?
Well, everything's on this one. Are you kidding? Barbara Ann, Don't Worry Baby, Surfing Safari, Little Juice Scoop, California Girls, Help Me Rhonda, I Get Around.
Nice.
I mean, all the hits are on here. And so I figured for the low, low price of $8, you're going to get this Beach Boys song.
Something
Thank you, everybody. Level 3 Hype Train. And Jay, guess what I just found?
What'd you find?
This little snippet.
Lying in bed, just like Brian Wilson did. Lying in bed, just like Brian Wilson did.
All right, that's all I got.
I'm glad he got out of bed before he passed on.
Yeah.
It would have been a real shame if he had just stayed in bed all those years. And that's kind of what happened to Sly Stone. You know, he just kind of quit and we never heard from him again. And it's a shame. At least Brian got back out on the road a bit.
Yeah, and the moral of the story, if you can get out of bed, get out of bed. Because the second you retire and become sedentary, you're done.
Yeah, it's useful to get out of bed.
Yeah, so get out of bed. Okay, you're up.
I got, we were talking about sweet stuff, and I don't know that it gets any sweeter than those Beach Boys harmonies, so I thought I'd go ahead and pull out a little bit of sugar on my side. This is a really, you might know this, some of the club people may know this band, but they're pretty obscure. It's a band called Fraser Chorus. They're out of the UK. They're from Brighton.
Yeah.
England. Okay, good. Yeah, I figured this is the right crowd for this, but
It is.
This is a track from them, which is called Cloud 8.
Oops. Thank you, everybody. Level 3 Hype Train.
sometimes that sugary sweet is just right, and I don't know why that band always struck me exactly right. I like everything by them, and I kind of put them in that same category that you might put like Scritti Politti. When someone says they don't like it, I totally get why they don't, because it's pretty sweet, but
Yeah.
I kind of dig it. There's an interesting thing about this. So the main guy in this band was a guy by the name of Tim Freeman. And the way I found them was I was lucky enough to study abroad in 1989. So I was living in London for about 6 months. And every Thursday night, the University Union would have a free show. And they were always kind of up and coming bands, but I saw some interesting bands. I saw the Family Cat there. I saw Jesus Jones when they had one single out.
Was it real? Or was it real?
It was Info Frico. It was the very first single that they had released. And I saw Fraser Chorus one night. And I was like, these guys are really interesting. But here's the interesting thing about Tim Freeman. He has a younger brother, and that younger brother's name is Martin Freeman. And if that name's familiar to you or not, he played the character Tim Canterbury on the original British version of the TV show The Office. And he based that character on his musician brother, Tim. So when I watch that show now, I think that's how this guy must be, but I never got a chance to meet him.
That's possible. Always interesting, the history, and it's such a small world, a little circle of people that made music that was incestuous.
Yeah, for sure.
And Fraser Chorus, I didn't know them until my music partner in 1992 or 3 on Twitch Remix Service, Mike Wertheim, introduced me to them. And he had that B-side of Anarchy in the UK.
Oh my gosh, it's so amazing, right?
Yeah, and then he decided to put a drum loop behind it from the Art of Mix, Frankie Goes to Hollywood, Relax. It just, because they've put a different drum beat on it, the Art of Mix people. So he stole that, looped it, and put it behind Anarchy in the UK.
Oh my gosh, I'd love to hear that. Do you have a copy of that anywhere?
Well, of course. I'll be in Chicago, and I should bring you one.
Nice. I'd love to hear that.
I can play it. We still have 45 minutes, 40 minutes.
I don't want to force your hand if you have other things to do.
No, since we're in
I would like to hear it.
Since we're in the Fraser Chorus mode, I'll play it after this next one,
Cool.
assuming I can find it.
See, I know I'm in the right company. I'm talking with people who know who Fraser Chorus is.
Well, sometimes.
That fills my heart because, man.
Well, it's a small group of us, and we have to stick together.
I guess so.
You know, the important thing is that you, me, and a couple other people, we all have to go to the same rest home together. And then we can, like, DJ.
Gosh, you know what? I hadn't thought of that, but you know how they play like they play cards or whatever now. I wonder, in the future will they just be DJ decks set up in the old folks? You know what? I won't mind going so bad if there are.
Mine's gonna have it. My wheelchair's gonna come up to this little perfectly heighted table, and I'm gonna like spin for the old people, and they're all gonna be old, so they're all gonna know what I'm playing.
Yeah.
Their grandkids will come in, you know. And they'll be like, what is this old music you're listening to, Grandpa? And I have a question I don't ask often, but do you think that our record collections will be worth pennies to our grandkids? Because look at records today, only so many like Beatles and things like that are collectible, but anything from the 20s and 30s and 40s, 40s, 50s. I mean, a lot of this stuff's not worth anything. 60s. I mean, is that what's going to happen to our 80s and 90s record collections?
I don't know, though, because, when the whole CD thing came in and everyone started dumping their vinyl, if you remember, a lot of people did, right? And I remember I've got plenty of CDs. I have nothing against CDs. I'm not a snob that way. But I held on to my vinyl, and I'm happy I did. And also, I remember like going to Reckless Records here in Chicago and like picking up really rare stuff, like rare import 12 inches and stuff like that, like bands like Orange Juice that I love, hard to find, and they were giving them away. I think I have an Orange Juice 12 inch in here that like has $2.99 on it. That record today would be $30 on Discogs, but at that time, people were getting rid of it. So I don't know. I think a lot of the new wave and the post-punk stuff carries some cred now, at least.
Yeah, I mean, certain things with the younger people, they know, don't you forget about me. But Like, if I dump my record collection in Chicago, you're going to go through it and be like, oh, look, there's all this stuff I don't have. Fill in holes in your collection. But when you're dead and I'm dead, who's going to give a shit about any of these bands? The Wild Swans or the Railway Children, Questy.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny you said that because I thought about playing a Railway Children song earlier.
Well, I thought about Wild Swans because I only picked up their record for the first time this year.
Is that right?
I never owned it. And another DJ...
Bringing Home the Ashes?
Shit, if I know it's downstairs, I'll have to get it. Like, I'm going to have to go downstairs right now to go find that Twitch record.
Got the green cover?
It's got a picture of them on it. I'll look for it when I'm down there.
I got to tell you what, if you look that one up on Discogs right now, that one's a pricey record.
Okay, but I'm just saying in
the future, maybe not.
I don't know how long you're going to live, but I'm not going to make it that long with these stairs. Yeah, I just think that if it's indicative of records that were a generation before us not being worth much, I mean, yeah, people are buying Fleetwood Mac and Stevie Nicks and whatever, The Doors and Pink Floyd.
I noticed that too when we go out to like Late Bar here in Chicago on Saturday night for the New Wave Night, which Dave Roberts, who sadly passed, started that many years ago, his Planet Earth Night, and he was playing New Wave music when no one in Chicago was playing it so many years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to go out to his night. But when you go now, early in the evening, you hear some of that esoteric stuff, and as the night goes on and the younger crowd comes in, it does get kind of, most of it gets a little familiar, and that's fine. I'm happy everybody likes it and is having a good time. But yeah, you're right. It's maybe the same equivalent as you say they know the Fleetwood Mac and the Beatles and those kind of things. It may just be that Depeche, New Order, Cure, kind of thing.
Yeah,
that's what they know, and then they're probably not going to know Fraser Chorus. I'll tell you.
No, and I've told the family if I die tomorrow, my records are still worth something. If they aren't worth money, they're worth to people like you and the Paisons of the world, and Moyer and all the DJs here. And like, we need a handshake. Like, Mike Rich lives 10 minutes away. If he kicks off, let me go look through his records. Mike, if I die tomorrow, you can have first crack at mine. I think that's the way it should be, is that, the local DJs that I know come over first all at the same time and just pick through and take what you want to fill in the holes in your own collection.
Oh, that's actually lovely sentiment.
And then after that, the Twitch community can have them. Christine can have the people over, whatever's left over, and pick through them, and the rest can go to Invincible Vinyl down the street.
We can wait a while to do that, though. We're not in a hurry for you to kick
off.
Oh,
anything right? At our age, anything could happen anytime.
It's true. Well, I'll tell you that. I mean, we just had a very close friend of ours pass away 2 weeks ago, and she was 52 years old. And speaking of records, when we were cleaning out some of her stuff and people were taking keepsakes, I said, you know what? She's got some records I'd love to put into my collection so I can always think of her when I play them, and that they can live on in a space like this or at one, any club that I'm spinning at. So it's an honor for me to have her records in my collection.
Yeah. And a lot of people have given me their collections over the time, not like thousands, but 100 or less, 50, 20, whatever it might be. And if I have it already, I give it to somebody else who doesn't. Nice. And Mike Rich said he told his daughter to throw all his records in his coffin. I was like, but Mike, you and me, we have a deal.
That's got to be a big coffin.
Yeah, he has way more records than me. Mike, you and I, we get each other's razor maids. Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
And if you act now for the low price of free, I'll throw in all the Artemix. All right.
That stuff, man. Oh, that stuff's priceless in my opinion, because that's like the hardest stuff in the world to find.
It's on Discogs here and there for $1 or $2.
Oh yeah, usually for a pretty penny.
Well, I don't care what they say about me. Saint Etienne is one of my favorites from the 90s, since you were playing stuff that's kind of sounded like this. And we all know Only Love Can Break Your Heart, which is a fabulous song and probably their biggest hit. but I've always liked something on the other side called London Belongs to Me. I played it often on the show because it's my favorite song on the record. I'm going to hit start, and then I'm going to go look for that Twitch record. Here we go. This is the one I found. Hi, that is Saint Etienne. London Belongs to Me.
Oh, that's lovely.
Isn't that a great song?
Really is, yeah.
It's a beautiful song, and it's on the B-side of the, that has Only Love Can Break Your Heart, and I think Neil Young did that first.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's a cover that they did, but, that song was so big for them in the 90s.
Huge.
Yeah. Okay, you're up.
Okay, well, I couldn't stump you with Frasier Chorus.
Oh, no,
so
I did find it, though.
I'm going to try to stump you with this next one. This, again, I played Super Furries earlier. I said they're one of my all-time favorite bands. This
Yeah.
also is one of my all-time favorite bands, and I didn't find this band until maybe about halfway through their career. So I'm going to mention a name that some of you may know from the
Justin
80s.
Bieber, yeah.
A band called Pale Fountains,
Okay.
which I think you made a reference to. When they folded, the two brothers in that band formed a band that I'm going to play here called Shack. And this is a track from their 1988 album called Zilch.
Zilch.
It's Shack,
I like it.
1988. Those guys are from Liverpool, England.
Liverpool.
And, yes, indeed. And they just played their first show in 15 years.
Wow, that's
in
great.
April. And yours truly got his ass on an airplane and flew over to Liverpool to see him. That's how much I love that band.
That is dedication.
And I was in the front row, which I don't do at my age anymore.
Yeah.
But I was right there in the front and sandwiched between a guy on my right from Liverpool who had walked around the corner from the show and a guy on my left who was from Tokyo, Japan, who had also flown in for the show.
So, being the fanboy to fly all the way there, did you throw your panties on stage?
I didn't go that far. Didn't go that far, but shed a few tears because it was pretty emotional for me. That was a pretty great moment.
We talked about going to England to see the before they announced that they were coming to North America.
For sure.
And it was
Worth it.
it was an excuse to take our one vacation a year and just do it over there.
One of the best decisions ever made, and I'm going to credit my beautiful wife Jocelyn for this, was she convinced us when Kate Bush announced that she was going to play live shows, she said, I don't think we're going to get tickets, but I'm going to feel like an asshole if I don't try. And I said, you're right. And we tried and we got tickets. And that was 2014. We flew over and saw Kate Bush perform. And it is absolutely probably in my top 3 concerts of all time. It was that good.
Awesome. And I thought
So
that was that
it's
good.
worth it sometimes to just get on that plane and go.
They did the first half of the show, all new album from the brand new album, and then they had an intermission, and then they played all old songs.
All the classics.
Yeah, and it was just such a great show because the new album, sit down and chill, listen to, and everybody was dancing for the second part.
Well, I kind of like that approach too, because it's like, I want an artist to have new music because I want them to feel creative. If they get bored if they're going out just playing the hits all the time sometimes.
Probably. I mean, you think after 40, 50 years, these bands are like, oh, no, I don't want to play that again.
Yeah.
But
sure.
they got to. Okay. Here is your Fraser chorus.
Oh,
now,
man.
this
This
Twitch record, this is volume 1. I put out in 1992. And for those who don't know, this was a DJ remix service. You paid $18 for a copy, or like $90, and you got 5 copies. 5 like a magazine, and 180
like over the course of the year, right?
Yeah, it's whenever we put them out. You pay your $90, and we'll just send you volume 2, 1 through 5. If you start at 3, you do the math. And we did probably 15 or 16 double record sets, and they were only to DJs. They had 2 songs per side. They weren't always on color vinyl, but this one got re-released on yellow vinyl because this was the first one. I was just starting out as a graphic designer, and this was my first album cover I ever did. My typography just totally sucks, but I learned a lot with Photoshop.
Were you San Francisco based at that time?
Yeah, we were in San Francisco, and I had 2 partners that did remixes, one on computer with audio media and sound tools, and then the other guy did it reel-to-reel, Jim Hopkins, and he would splice tape. And between the 2 of them, they would split up the thing, and I would do the art and run the label. And it wasn't until much longer that I got into music production. But here is Volume 1, which you can find on Discogs, and it has the Wolfgang Press, Time, Presence. Oh, am I playing the right one? Fraser chorus, yeah. Bizarre Inc., Playing with Knives, Kick-Ass Project, T99, The Ya-Ya's, and DAF, Voulez-vous à moi ce soir, whatever. Because for a while there, we were thinking we would put hard-to-find classics, 1 song on each issue, because these were the days before a lot of internet ease of buying records. And for a while, that was a $150 record. So we put it out on our stuff. Okay. Here is Fraser Chorus, Anarchy in the UK, with Frankie Goes to Hollywood, drum loop from Art of Mix, mixed underneath.
I love every minute of this.
And I don't know where this sample came from. Then it breaks down for the DJs to mix.
That was even better than I had hoped.
Oh, good.
Thank you so much for playing that. That was just it because it kept the mellow nature of their cover version of it. But yeah, that beat actually
It carries it along.
it certainly does. That was really cool.
I will find a copy. I don't know if I have a new one anymore, but I'll put it in my suitcase now so I don't forget it in 2 weeks.
You're too kind.
And I'll bring it on the boat.
So I'm having so much fun tonight.
Well, good.
So thanks again for having me.
You can do it again, because, I mean, we're only scratching the surface.
Well, there's still all that over there.
Well, you've got all the shit. You can stream anytime you want.
That's true. That's true. Maybe you'll inspire me to do that. So,
Feel inspired.
I got something up here next. I worked into the 90s, early 90s and stuff a little bit. I always consider that kind of the lost era, the lost decade of vinyl, because we were moving into the CD era. So some of this stuff is hard to track down, and so in a way it kind of makes it fun because you can't find it. And this is a little-known band. In 1989, these guys were heralded by the NME in England, along with Carter the Unstoppable Sex Machine and the Charlatans, as being one of the next great big bands. And it absolutely did not happen for them.
The Charlatans?
But I sure wish it would, because they're a great band. They're called the Hollow Men.
Like
Hollow Men.
The Hollow Men.
The Hollow
That album's-
Men.
It's an album called Cresta. And that one's always stuck with me. And it's kind of great top to bottom. It really is. There's like every song on that record's good. I don't know why it didn't happen for them, but you know those fickle Brits.
Yeah, it definitely has that 90s Manchester sound, doesn't it?
For sure. Absolutely. Which is probably why I liked it.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like a lot of things that came out around then. I guess it was just having the right hook and the right timing and promotion.
Right. Maybe they were a little late on that, too. They could have been catching the tail end of that sound, and it kind of came and went. You know, there was another band from Manchester around that same time called Northside, who really young band, and they were a lot of fun. But their record came out right when the British press decided that they didn't like the Manchester thing anymore, and it just killed their career. And it was too bad because they were just young kids and they had a fun little record. You know,
Yeah.
it's like, nope, they're done.
Well, shit happens.
Yeah, it does.
Well, Jay, we have time for 2 more, and then we're going to raid over
great.
to Riley, and you can save the rest of your records. We can do this again later in the summer, early fall.
Oh my gosh, I'd love to.
Yeah, it's a good old time. So next week is Carrie. She's going to join me live here. She's a local buddy, and she's going to play her favorite songs. And she loves collecting set lists. So I'm going to ask her to bring those because she's got a shit ton of them. And then the following week is Animotion, Bill Wadhams. And I have no idea what he's going to pick. So tune in 2 weeks for Bill Wadhams from Animotion. And in 3 weeks from now, July 14th, Assemblage 23, Tom Shear will be here with us. And I used to be a promoter and bring him to Denver. And so we had a relationship. I called him up. I'm like, do my show. So he's going to do it. He's been going probably since around 2000. He's on Metropolis Records. And I'm going to play something off his Endure record, which came out in 2017. The song is called December. And if you want to hear about more what makes him tick, tune in 3 weeks. Here is A23 December. It's And Erica, I'll see you in 2 weeks.
seems so dim as faculties decline. Your body just a prison to trap your mind inside. When December ends, at last it will be free, unbound from earthly life, unfettered by disease. When December ends, the pain will disappear, the worries all behind you, no more suffering, no fear. When the moment came, tears fell from your eye, your senses overwhelmed, a beauty undefined, weightless and complete, a sudden sense of ease. May your spirit carry on as the wind that shakes the trees. When December ends, at last you will be free, unbound from earthly life, unfettered by disease. When December ends, the pain will disappear, the worries all behind you, no more suffering, no fear. When December ends.
That is Assemblage 23. And if you're a fan of him, tune in on July 14th. 14th? Is that right? 11, 12, 13? Yeah, 14th. The Monday after the Chicago trip.
Very nice.
Yeah. You know what I like about Assemblage 23? It's like EBM. It sounds like V&V Nation, dancey. But, you know, he was doing it before all that. And it's melodic. Unlike,
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, unlike a lot of the music of this, you know, his contemporaries, which are just kind of screaming and yelling, he can sing.
Right, yeah. It's nice, right?
Yeah. I'll play.
There's room for all of it, right? There's room for all of it.
There is. We like the screaming. We like the singing. All right, you're going to take us out with the last song, and then we're going to raid out to Riley.
All right. Well, again, I just want to say, Randall, this has really been a pleasure. I've had a lot of fun tonight. I hope everyone else has had fun indulging me and my choices here. But we're going to go out on something. This is newer. This is from a couple of years ago. This is an artist. She's from Liverpool, Manchester also. She lives there now. But her name is Jane Weaver. And my wife turned me on to this one. So thank you, Jocelyn.
Jocelyn.
Nothing.
Bum, bum. Bum, bum. All right, that concludes another fabulous week of Vinyl Resting Place. Join us next week for Carrie Harrington and me. We'll be here at 7 p.m., same bat time, same bat channel. Jay, thanks for joining us tonight. A pleasure having you on the show. Great tunes.
Thank you so much.
Great collection. Loved everything you played. And, this show is interesting because it's a different guest every week. So thank you for making it interesting.
Thank you very much. It was so much fun.
Because if it was up to me, I'd just be playing Marshall, Eloquent, and Depeche Mode every week.
I didn't even get to the Blamage, so next time.
You know what? I had a Blamage record pulled, their brand new album that I bought at the show.
Oh, I haven't heard anything from the new record yet.
Yeah, it's interesting. They, where is it? It's, one side is new stuff, and the B side is all reworks of old stuff.
Cool.
So Don't Tell Me, Blind Vision, Waves, Living on the Ceiling, Day Before You Came is on one side, and then 5 new songs on the other side.
Very nice.
I've been trying to figure out what the laundry basket is
The laundry basket.
on the cover.
Oh, I see it. Huh. I don't know.
Yeah, we should ask him, Neil, what's up with the laundry basket? All right, we're going to raid over to Riley. Thank you again, Jay. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Thanks for the hype train, and thanks for your time.